Hello there, how are you? We're going to continue discussing the most common mistakes when a person reads or speaks. And the common mistakes have to do with what? With foreignness. Foreignness may mean that you're speaking strangely, even if you're not a foreigner. So a native may speak like a foreigner at times, because he changes stresses too much, because he's too careful about his pronunciation, so he may convey the wrong message. So conveying the right message means you're going to use the rhythm that suits the occasion. You may change your rhythm according to the situation in which you're speaking. But I'm going to say that I'm going to speak here in a way which is formal. Okay, this could appear on television programs, on radio programs, during lectures, during classes. So professors would use this kind of rhythm that I'm using right now. So what am I trying to convey to you, to teach you to do? To obtain what you call an educated rhythm, to be used at the correct moment. All right? So what's the correct moment? This is a correct moment for me to use this rhythm. I'm speaking to you, our time is very short, so I'm going to use minimum effort. When I say minimum effort, I don't say minimum effort. Okay, I say effort, and I say minimum effort, minimum effort. It would be very strange if I went over this phrase like this. I am going to use minimum effort. Maybe I would be underestimating you and thinking that you wouldn't understand me if I used a regular rhythm. Naturally, I'm using a regular rhythm because I'm sure that you can understand me. But even though you can understand me, there are some little things that maybe you haven't noticed. And I want to point them out. And how am I going to point them out? Well, I'm going to teach you some 20 classes, 20 different meetings. And during these meetings, I'm going to concentrate on solving some of these problems, okay? So I'll focus directly on these problems and try to solve each one of them at a time. So it's going to be a concentrated effort at eliminating common mistakes. If you eliminate common mistakes, what do you get? You get a native-like speech. So that's our aim. So if you continue from here, you say, I'll consider, notice I didn't say I will consider, normal thing. Auxiliaries, they have a tendency to be reduced. They become very, very inaudible at times. I'll consider. Now look what I did to consider. This is something that gives you a terrible foreign accent. Consider. You have three schwas there. Consider. Consider. The stress is sitter. So the first, the previous syllable becomes obscured. Obscuration is a problem. If you don't obscure, you're going to sound strange. You're going to sound, for example, you're going to sound foreign. Nobody pronounces foreign, foreign. Everybody pronounces it foreign. Why? The stress is fall, foreign. So rain becomes run. It's a very important element. Or if I say important, well, this is a very important thing for you to learn. Right? We're going to deal with it, but important. First thing, you pronounce the R as a retroflex sound. We're going to teach you how to produce the sounds correctly. Show you where to place your tongue, how to produce it, and we're going to say that it's going to be inserted in words. For example, consider. If you spoke a British dialect, you'd probably say, if you're not in Ireland, this would be consider. Consider. You would ignore the R entirely. Ela vai chegar. Portuguese. Ela vai chegar. We don't pronounce the R. Ela vai chegar. Is either carioca or mineiro. Okay? So you have to watch for the models, and you have to watch for what kind of dialect they speak. We're going to keep you within what we call general American English. What form? Educated. Okay? It's not going to be people that haven't been to the university, that haven't studied the language, with grammarians, with people who teach pronunciation. These are people who have examined the language. These are people who have examined, who have. I didn't say who have. Who have would be difficult to say. So language tries to give you comfort of speech. We're going to show you how to speak comfortably. And you speak comfortably, and the person who listens to you understands you comfortably. Comfort goes both ways. That's what we have to conciliate. That's what we intend to do during these meetings. Okay? You'll need a lot of practice, maybe, but you'll learn the tools to use for keeping this naturality of speech. We want to convey you the naturality of speech. Now, we understand that the media are responsible because they're very influential. A lot of people watch TV, they listen to the radio, and when they do, they learn pronunciations from the anchors. They learn pronunciations from the presenters. They imitate them to a certain extent, okay? And that's a good thing, because those are well-prepared people, they're very educated, and they become very influential. Look, the media, I'm going to consider the media an influential. I'm going to consider the media, I use a schwa here, not the schwa. Listen, the schwa is going to be dealt with, but it appears in 75% of all vowels. It's a very important thing. Is this a common mistake for somebody who's learning English? Absolutely. Not producing schwas, not obscuring your vowels is a terrible mistake. And I want to show this with great clarity. Look, clarity, clarity. Takes the stress, cla. Doesn't take the stress, ra. Clarity. Don't say clarity. That would be a mistake. I want to make you conversant with the notion that schwas have to be produced, and on what occasions. On what occasions. If I say what occasions, that's a very common mistake too, because people will say what occasions. What occasions. Very common. They don't transform the T into a D, which is a normal thing to do. A normal thing to do, I've just done it. All right? So the media as an influential element of pronunciation. Remember again, I said of pronunciation, I didn't say of pronunciation. 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 Just one A is not obscured. It says shun, pronunciation. Pronunciation. As a matter of fact, they're all schwas because the E is a variation for the regular schwa, which is pronunciation. If you say pronunciation, it would be a little weird, a little strange. It has to be pronunciation. Now, pronunciation and rhythm. This is difficult to put together. And how do you manage to put this together to be comfortable with minimum effort? It is pronunciation and rhythm. But it would have been very difficult for me to say rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Well, impossible. So, speakers of the language invented, created a solution, created a gimmick, a trick. They said, well, for me to undo this difficult cluster, I have to introduce a schwa. It'll make it easier for me to pronounce it. Look what happened. Rhythm became rhythm, which is easy, comfortable. Everybody understands it. It is part of the language now. Everybody does it. If everybody does it, do it too, please. Okay? So pronunciation and rhythm. And rhythm. But listen, there's the word patterns after rhythm. Look what I have to do. rhythm patterns. Rhythm patterns. I don't stress patterns, I stress rhythm. Why? Because I know, and this is a very common mistake, that people do not stress the right word when they read. They create confusion in my mind. If I say rhythm patterns, patterns becomes a verb. For it to remain as a noun, the first noun has to be stressed. The first noun has to be stressed. Well, I don't stress certain words. For example, the first noun has, I didn't say the first noun has to be stressed. If I say the first noun has to be stressed, I change the meaning of the phrase. If you want to keep a rhythm, you keep the rhythm that conveys the right meaning. Rhythm is phonemic. It transmits meanings. All right? So we're going to examine this in detail. When I say we're going to examine this in detail, I'm not saying we're going to examine this in detail, because detail is a verb. Detail is a noun. Is it becoming clear what the objective of the course will be? It'll be to make you conversant, to make you very close to the possibility of using the same devices the natives do in order to speak the way they do. Right? Is that what you want? When I say, is that what you want? Okay, if that's what you want, you are in the right direction. Okay? Because the course will give you facilities, will give you descriptions that permit you to understand what happens when people put the words together. So we're going to study rhythm and pronunciations of the words in isolation very much, so that you become very, very masterful. So if I say rhythm patterns, remember, two nouns, stress the first one. Except in some occasions when you want to change the meanings. So due to their contributions, due to their, I said do, some people will pronounce this due. So if I say student, I'm doing the same thing. I don't say student, I say student. Very strong tendency. It's not a mistake, because people might go due here, due to. And they might go due to. I went due to their, in the rhythm, due to their contributions in recent years. I went recent years. If I say recent years, there's one mistake there, serious. Recent is never pronounced recent. It's always pronounced recent, obscuration. Okay? So this obscuration is going to be there all the time. It's going to be there. It's going to be. The two became a na, going to be. Let me do it. The ta became a ma. Let me do it. Let me do it. These are incredible things that happen all the time. If you become a good listener, a good hearer, you're going to learn from those people. You're going to learn. You cannot go wrong. Your model is going to be copied, not copied. Copied with precision, not precision or precision. Precision. This is the precision we want to transmit to you. All right? And if you pay close attention to us, you are not going to pay close attention. Okay? You can close the door, but you cannot pay close attention. Listen, I said close attention. Well, I used 3 different devices there. We're going to work them. We're going to work them for you. We're going to pack a lot of information for you during the course. I hope you come.